My name is Angelette Aviles, and I'm a member of the Republican Party of Florida's Hispanic Leadership Council.
My name is Cruz, and I'm a spokesperson for Hillary Clinton, Senator Clinton's campaign, and now supporting Barack Obama.
I don't think voters should be choosing a candidate based on ethnicity or even gender, for that matter. People should really focus on the issues of a candidate. It's unfortunate, I would say, since the Nixon and Kennedy debate, that people have focused so much on a person's image versus the issues and where they stand.
I think that voters this election are really taking a hard look at both candidates, John McCain and Barack Obama. And I think that what we're seeing relative to the Hispanic vote or the Latino vote and demographic is that John McCain does not represent the values and the policies that are important to Latinos.
In regards to if women should take advantage of the fact that we have the opportunity of a woman becoming the vice president, that's a very interesting question. I think women, again, should be voting on issues. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't agree with Nancy Pelosi, for instance, but she is really third in line in command. And women should, what we're finding out, that women are not single issue voters, and I'm seeing a little lean towards Palin, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they can connect with her, and especially Hispanic women. When Hispanic women see Palin, they're like, wow, she's got just as many kids as I have. She is working just like I am. And a lot of these women are not fortunate to be able to be staying at home with their kids. They have to work. So when they see that, there's that connection right there.
I think that the majority of the women in this country should take advantage of the candidate who best represents their values, and that's Senator Barack Obama. We have to remember that there's a lot at stake here for not just women, but for all Americans. And the decision in choosing a vice presidential candidate is important. And this woman, Governor Palin, is a lightweight, in my opinion. She is very inexperienced. She has zero foreign policy experience. She's been the part-time mayor of a small town in Alaska, and she's a heartbeat away from the presidency. So what the McCain campaign has done here is they've solely picked Palin because she's a woman, and she's a heartbeat away from the presidency. And if anything were to happen to John McCain, we have an inexperienced part-time mayor of a small town in Alaska that is going to hold our country in the palm of her hands. And to me, that's very dangerous and very scary.
I believe that the Republican Party's position on the economy to make it better is basically using their basic principles of the trickle-down economics theory, which basically is something that Reagan was very popular for, which we call today the Reaganomics. And during his time, the unemployment rate, the highest it was over 10%. And because of his theory of really supporting the foundation of our economy, which is businesses, it all basically trickles down to the rest of average Americans. And during his tenure, when he left, the unemployment rate was just above 5%. So that theory today still holds true with many Republicans.
Well, what we've seen here recently and this last week alone is that our economy is plummeting. And this has been happening, this did not just happen overnight. This has been happening for quite a few years. And the Bush administration has failed to put in place policies to protect our economic viability, not just in our country, but across the world. We are a global economy, and we cannot forget that we have to interact with other countries and trade with other countries. And with that being said, we can't have more of the same. Our government right now has to seize the opportunity and do something real for the American people that are losing their homes, that can't afford to fill up their gas tanks, and can't afford to buy groceries, because the price of oil is affecting all of our daily lives, and in many different facets. So when you ask me what I think that our parties or our candidates will do for the economy, I can tell you what they haven't done. I can tell you that John McCain has supported President Bush's policies, and if you vote for him, you're going to get more of the same.
Many people realize there is an issue with a lot of companies moving overseas for work. With Democrats, they believe in labor unions and supporting labor unions, and also increasing the minimum wage, when in fact we also need to look at the issues here that a lot of people are taking advantage of companies and the benefits they provide. I can tell you so many stories when I work for this other company of employees abusing short-term disability and long-term disabilities, and what happens is that is a burden on the companies. So when labor unions go on strike, or employees demand for more money and all this stuff, employers have to make a decision: where can I go where it's most cost effective for me? If they're taking money out of my insurance or they're wanting raises, I cannot afford to pay these people. So we need to look at that aspect and maybe look into the limits that labor unions have, and we can't just have an increase dramatically on minimum wage. It's that whole trickle-down economics theory, and if you can't kind of support them from up here, it affects everyone else below.
This is a real problem that we're going to have to face now and in the future, and certainly we have faced it in the past. With that being said, I think that our government is going to have to take a close look at what we feasibly and reasonably can manufacture in the United States and what we can't manufacture in the United States. And what we can manufacture in the United States, I think that we should give tax breaks and tax credits to U.S. companies that keep jobs here and keep Americans working.
McCain definitely has said that he will go after Osama bin Laden and increase troops in Afghanistan. He's been quoted for saying that he will chase Osama bin Laden to the gates of hell, and he means it.
Senator Obama will continue to look for Osama bin Laden, and he intends to continue searching for him, and he also wants to work together with the Pakistani government to find Osama bin Laden, and not just him, but to continue to look for all acts of terrorism and cells out there. But we have to be realistic about this war in Iraq, and we have to be realistic about fighting terrorism on all fronts, and what it also means to us and our country and our economic status. So I can tell you this much: Senator Barack Obama has a plan to get us out of Iraq reasonably. Senator John McCain has stated over and over again that we could be there for the next 100 years. And in my opinion, that's not our job. Our job is to take care of our country right now. We are in a failing economic crisis, and they need to address the issues right here at home.